today we are exactly 5 weeks out from the first show, and just stepped on the scale as you saw. 76.7 kg, I think it was, this morning. I actually hit a low yesterday of 76.1, but yesterday was a high, well not a high day, but a rest day, sorry, where I have higher amounts of carbs near the end of the day. So I always usually step on the scale a little bit heavier due to holding more glycogen, being a little bit more well rested. But today's actually going to be a low day, and the first time I'm doing a low day. AJ planned for me now to pull carbs slightly on my push and pull days. So today's push, we're going to pull 100 grams of banana out of the post-workout meal and 25 grams of oats from my last meal of the day. It's not like crazy drops, but it's enough to keep things moving because I was already dropping. And then on top of that as well, we're adding 2.5k steps to my push and pull days as well. So all of this together is going to mean that my push and pull days, everything is just going to move along really nicely. And the plan is to sort of get me down to 74-ish before the first show, just so we can see a little bit more come off the glutes and the hammies, because that's where we really need to get the final bits of fat loss off. But today's really exciting because I'm going to Crayfords in London, and I've never been there before. I've seen the gym quite a lot on YouTube, you know, Josh Bridgman trains there a lot, and the equipment looks really good. So I'm very, very excited to try that out. I'm actually going to meet a client there. He's just finished his diet phase. He's a long-term client I've been with for like 2.5 years now, almost. So really excited to catch up with him and get a session. It's well overdue. We're going to test out the kit in there, see what it's like. And yeah, it's going to be a really good day. So yeah, I'm about to have my first meal of the day. And yeah, I will see you in the next clip. Get the ball. See, this is when we do like a top set on a leg press. This is the same equivalent to a baby, I guess. So I'm actually trying this cream egg protein. I mean, not trying. I've had it before, but it's really, really nice. If you like sweet things, if you like cream egg, I recommend it, especially for yogurt. But it is very, very sweet. And I reckon maybe in the off season I wouldn't really like it. It's more like a prep thing. But yeah, Yummy ISO is a very good brand, but they do make everything very, very sweet. So if you have a sweet tooth, this is Yummy Sports cream egg. Try it. So we've got my pre-workout meal, which I've already spoke about, but it's just chicken, veg, and then cream and rice. I'm going to eat this, and then I'm literally going to head to Crayfords, so really looking forward to checking out that gym. But I'm going to enjoy this cream and rice, dark chocolate, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next clip. So we just got to Crayfords, and that was the most stressful drive ever because it was meant to be an hour and 15, but apparently there's been like rail disruptions and like there was 3 accidents and traffic everywhere, and then I got to the end of the drive to burst into the toilet as well. Whenever I do a gym trip, because I'm drinking so much water, if it's a long journey, I always end up just, when I'm arriving, like it just gets really stressful because I've drunk like 3 litres of water, trying to be hydrated, and it's just impossible. But got a 3D energy drink, which I'm going to drink now. And get in there. It's going to be a really good push session. I'm going to see Dan, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. I love 3D. I think that's I think 3D hands down is my favourite energy drink to go for. You know, there's Rain, Monster, 3D, and they're all really good, but I think 3D is just the best in terms of like energy that I get from it and taste. Let me know in the comments like what your favourite energy drink is, because there's so many different options and they do taste so good, especially on prep. But you got to be mindful, like this is actually 15 calories. It's not nothing crazy, but like, you know, if you're on really low food, things like that can add up. I'm lucky I'm not on that low food. It's not going to make much difference, but just don't have lows at the end of the day. But yeah, going to be a good session. I'll see you in the gym. So another voiceover coming from myself, and I really enjoy doing these voiceovers because I can sort of, after visiting the gym as well, it's really useful to just after having a few days being back, I can give you my perspective on how I thought the session was, and as opposed to just talking within the session, it can be a bit like rushed, or I can't really give my honest opinion in front of people that are members. So Crayfords, really cool gym. We're starting off with incline dumbbell press here, and as you can see, I feel like, in my opinion, the depth isn't quite where I'd like it to be, and these felt pretty heavy. Now, obviously, the setup's different. The dumbbells can be heavier. It could be a little bit heavier. Who knows? Obviously, I'm not always using the same gym here, so it gets tricky if you're changing dumbbells and stuff, knowing exactly, because you get in a groove and then that shifts. However, I've discussed this with AJ, and you know, we've agreed from here on out we will be swapping these out for an incline chest press, a Nautilus incline chest press at the coach, because it's a machine that's way more locked in. Because right now I have very, very low fat on my back, on my upper back. I'm low in body weight. Stability is going to be really poor. You know, you need that back fat to be more stable on the bench, you know, more locked in to really be good at a dumbbell press. And I can get more out of a fixed machine now, being light, and retain that movement a lot easier, which is so important to retaining tissue and prep. You know, free weights are very good, but when you're dieting, you need to realize that you're going to have to change things out for machines eventually, just so you can preserve tissue as well as possible. So that's what I'm going to do from here onwards. But happy with these sets, but yeah, did feel a slight regression in terms of reps. And then we're moving on to the Nautilus here, which is plate loaded, which was very nice. But yeah, prep is going amazingly. So we're 5 weeks out as of 2 days ago, and feeling very good, because usually when I'm at this body fat in past preps, I'll be very, very draggy, you know, shuffling when I'm walking. However, that is not the case this time. You know, I'm not struggling to walk around and do things or help people out with any sort of active sort of thing. Yes, hunger is through the roof sometimes. Food focus is pretty tough. However, I'm energy-wise, I'm in a really good spot. I'm mentally, you know, not stressed, not feeling like I've got to catch up this time around, which is really, really nice. You know, I'm really enjoying being in a good position and being able to watch myself come in, you know, see my glutes coming in and stuff, and not worrying whether it will be ready in time, as opposed to just instead watching it happen and enjoying the process. So there's such a benefit to prep being, you know, in a good position. It makes the whole thing so much less stressful, and that lack of stress is just going to transfer to better fullness on the prep as well. So this is my second set now on the Nautilus, and this plate loaded felt a little bit different to the pin loaded, a little bit wider. I really, really liked it. And now we're moving on to Atlantis lateral raises, and these were very, very good too. I like this machine a lot. It's very, very nice. It sort of mimics a dumbbell lateral raise, because it drops off in the lengthened like a dumbbell lateral raise, and that's what I usually run. But I thought, you know, in a different gym, I'm not going to just do a dumbbell lateral raise. Why not just try out some kit when it's offered there? But this gym was just awesome for upper. It felt like I was in a toy shop. Just all the different kit for an upper session was so good. I was just going around. You know, it's a good gym when you're just going around testing kit out for fun. Which is what I was wanting to do, which is always, it makes the trip worthwhile when you've got all this kit. So for upper, it was very good. I've heard mixed reviews about legs here, but I'm sure it's good. But I think if you're wanting to go to Crayfords, I would definitely use it for an upper session, because the kit is crazy. So my client who I'm training with, Dan, he was actually asking me about, like, why do you do partials at the end of this set? Is that I've seen people do that, is that something useful to do? And it is, because you're getting everything out of it. You know, once you've failed getting the lateral delt short, just overload that lengthened range, you know, really work in the lengthened, just do those little partials here. I'm not going crazy, but you'll see in the next lateral raise movement we do, that's when I really implement them. This is the isolateral Nautilus dip. Never seen this before. It is weird because both sides move independently. So if you're weak on one side, you will notice it a lot.
But once you're locked in and things move, oh my, it's so nice. Like the way that this moves, you can see it's moving back behind me and I'm leaning forward. It almost mimics a decline press and it felt so good on the chest. I love a decline press because it activates all the muscle fibers. You get a very high amount of lower pec engagement, whilst also you feel your upper pec moving really nicely as well. I very much enjoyed this movement. And I love plate loaded kit. It's easier, isn't it? You can just whack plates on as opposed to, get stacking the pin or whatever. I'm not saying I'm like that far, but for some big bodybuilders as well, they'll agree with me. Like plates are a lot easier, and maybe one day I'll be at that point where where I'm pinning things a lot of plates on an upper machine. Not quite yet though. But this was really nice piece of kit, and I didn't actually try isolaterally like one arm at a time, but I reckon it could be a good way if you have a weaker side. You can actually do that. That option is there. And now we're moving on to the Life Fitness side lateral raise. This is the newer version. The old school version's in the coach, which I preferred. It allowed me to lengthen out a little bit more, but this version is good. It's a nice piece of kit again, and doing it one arm and I'm not holding onto the handle because I just want my arm to sit in a nice position and then allow my wrist to rotate internally a little bit just so I can cap off that lateral deltoid. Whereas if I hold the handle, I can't do that. So that's why I'm doing this here. I'm letting my arm hang, so I'm just literally just capping off the deltoid. This is quite a good angle on the delts as well. I never really film myself doing this, so it's quite cool to see. But yeah, really enjoyed this. And yeah, the fullness that I felt good that session, like fullness is holding really nicely right now. And that's just a product of losing really steadily. But also, like I said earlier on, is just being very selective with the machines that I use and using machines that I can retain throughout prep. These machines that don't rely on internal stability much at all. And I've been retaining them well. But yeah, if you want to hold fullness on prep really well, just lose at a very steady rate. I was 89 kilos, now I'm 76, and it's been 20 weeks. So a nice steady rate of loss. It's just allowed me to not see any sort of real shift to performance because nothing's crazy. Every single week, nothing crazy is happening, So that is the key. If you want to keep your fullness, just give yourself time to lose not a crazy amount of body weight and then allowing you to lose at a nice steady rate. And here you're seeing myself get everything out of that lateral raise now, like I said. So partials into a drop, into more partials, into a drop. For myself, especially, like my lateral delts recover extremely fast. I don't really get any soreness in that area, no matter what. So I know even on prep, as food's lower and stuff, I can just get away with doing this. I can just really take everything out of the lateral delt. So those partials really do have a place for myself and should have a place for everyone, to be honest, because I don't really see lateral delt recovery being poor for anyone, usually. But yeah, really enjoyed this movement. Very fun. So yeah, we switched to the iPhone here because stupidly my camera, the SD card said it had plenty of space and it got full. It's actually pretty good quality though, but that's why the coloring sort of shifted a bit. So this is one arm push downs, and if you're dieting, it's a lot better movement than just doing like wide attachment push downs, just because you can use your free arm like I'm doing here to hold myself still. If you're strong at these, you'll notice the minute your body weight goes down, you're just going to get thrown around. So I'm a little bit more locked in. It also allows me using a D handle to sort of pronate at the bottom, which allows me to really get that tricep as short as possible. So that's what we're doing. We're starting with just getting the tricep as short as we can do. One arm's always good because you can, again, like just match reps with the weaker side, and over time you'll balance out as well. But this felt very nice, and it's been a staple for my triceps throughout. Yeah, so just finishing off on this, and after this we're going to move into the Nautilus Nitro, which was hands down the best tricep movement I've ever used in my life. But yeah, it's funny, my client also was talking to me at this point and just asking, saying my prep face is not as sucked in as in the past, and I think that's just a product of not being pushed. So whilst my physique is actually really lean, you'll find that a prep face can sometimes resemble, you know, how hard you've been pushed. And I got pushed too hard last prep, whereas this time I'm feeling fresh and I look fresh in the face. So that's always a good sign. If you're wondering if someone's been pushed too hard, maybe they prep face may look terrifying. So yeah, this is a wrap up for the voiceover now. Really, really good session. I'm going to be back here for more sessions in the future. Next is going to be a physique update from myself, just a little short clip, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next clip. Camera ran out of memory like near the end of the session, but so I'm filming this now on my phone, which is alright, who cares, I'm sure you guys don't mind. So that was a really good session. I actually love that gym for upper. Very, very good kit, really good, such a selection, like everything you need really. Like people have said before, like Crayfords is very good for upper but not as good for legs, so I guess that's a slight downfall, but I didn't actually check out the leg kit, so I can't comment. But really good session, very happy after taking some shots in the posing room as well. The lighting is a joke in there. If you want an ego boost, just get in under that lighting, Jesus Christ. I think it's a bit of an unfair reflection, not unfair, I mean a bit of a unrealistic reflection of my physique, because it definitely looks like it's a perfect lighting. It's literally the best lighting I've ever stood under. But yeah, just about to have my post-workout meal and get back, but feeling pretty good considering we've been here for a while. Energy isn't too bad, so yeah, all in all, very happy. So as you can see, the whey paste has completely melted, which is not ideal. But this is what I'm eating, state of that. If I was in the off season, no chance I'll be eating this. Like, Jesus Christ, look at that shit. That is disgusting. So just post-workout meal is actually quite nice, surprisingly, so I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm actually going to feel that slight reduction of carbs now, because I used to have 100 grams of banana in this, and that's no more. So it's just 100 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of whey, and like, it's really not that deep. At the end of the day, it's a fucking banana, like I need to get over it. But yeah, it's also just like, for volume wise, it's nothing, like it's a banana, so it's quite a good drop, because you always want to go and try and drop food where it's just like quite calorie dense and low volume, and that's what we've done. Been a really good day though, really happy with this session. It was a long trip, but 100% worth the trip. The kit in there was beautiful. That Nautilus Nitro tricep extension, insane, literally the best tricep machine I've ever used. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Let's get this video to 75 likes if we can. Many more videos come in. I'm going to chill out now for the rest of the day. I've got a few more steps to get in probably, and yeah, it's just been another really good day of prep. I always like traveling to different gyms sometimes, just when prep is just the same every day, you know, it's good to get out of your routine slightly and just entertain yourself a little bit more than the usual. So that was what we did today. But yeah, all the best, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon.